President Donald Trump says the U.S. will, quote, obliterate Iran's power plants if it doesn't open the Strait of Hormuz within 48 hours. He said the U.S. would target the biggest power plant first. Trump issued the threat via social media on Saturday evening. A fifth of the world's oil and gas typically transits through the strait. Iran has partially blocked it since the U.S. and Israel started the war 3 weeks ago. Manuel Rapalo is following developments in Washington, D.C. and has this report.
Even before this latest escalation, the messaging from the White House has been a bit counterintuitive, a bit contradictory. On Friday, President Trump said that he wished to start winding down this war. But at the same time, we've heard from Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth asking for $200 billion in additional war funding. We've heard from President Trump requesting thousands more troops. So it's very difficult to see how these two things can exist. But we can't lose sight of the strategic messaging here from the White House, which is President Trump essentially saying that this war has already been won, at least militarily. That's the message that he is saying directly to the American people, who are growing increasingly concerned by the day over how long this war is going to last, how much this war is going to cost. But we also can't lose sight of the fact that President Trump also has a lot of support. Even within his own base, there are many supporters of the ongoing operation in Iran, from those who argue that the United States is finally achieving deterrence against Iran. But even among that group, there is concern growing over what the end game is, because there's still quite a bit of uncertainty over that. And it's that uncertainty that's fueling another much larger, louder conversation, not only here in Washington, but across the United States, over whether or not the United States is about to be pulled into another much wider conflict in the Middle East. So the chatter here in Washington among foreign policy circles is one of concern. It's one of urgency. There's concern over the fallout between the United States and its allies, specifically NATO countries. There's concern over the economics, the larger global shock, and of course concern over what it's going to take to bring this conflict finally to an end. Manuel Rapalo, Al Jazeera, Washington.